It was a telephone thing the whole time.
It was.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling, but... Alright. So this plugs in now. Come on. Alright, we're running out of my house, but... Brandon called me. Well, put your headset on. Do a mic test for Brandon real quick.
Check 1 2. Test. I got nothing. Why not?
Can I hear anything?
Nothing's going into the board. No
Hey,
audio.
Sorry, I was trying to get the Ethernet.
No audio.
Can you hear me now?
No audio. No audio. Check. There's nothing. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. There's nothing.
I'll look at the photos I have.
Brandon, how you doing, man?
Okay. Dan.
Correct.
So let me see if I hear mine.
Well, now it's test.
Yeah, I can send you a photo of my board.
1 2 3. 1 2 3. Now I can hear this.
I can hear you perfectly in mine.
See, I couldn't hear anything.
Weird. All right, well, this should be
Just
good.
likes your head better than mine, I guess. Brandon, before you go, call me next week. I need to talk to you.
Did you hear that, Brandon? Yeah. Dan said he's going to call you next week.
Or he can call me, one or the other.
Downloading the whole thing. Oh, sweet. I have mine too, so I got out.
That's all right. I don't have time to do it.
Well, now it's up to you. Let's do it real quick.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed.
15.
No distractions, no phones. Focused. From here to there.
10.
It's who we are.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome here to Burley High School, as tonight the Burley Bobcats will play host to the Preston Indians as another Friday night football weekend gets started. As the Indians and the Bobcats get back together, they've played some very entertaining games in the past. Preston has won 2 in a row over the overall series, 4 out of the last 5. But for the Indians, they come in 1-3 on the year. They've lost 3 in a row. Burley's 0-2, and they're coming off an off week. They did not play last week after having their game with Wood River canceled, as Wood River suffered a lot of injuries, and they weren't going to be able to field the team. So Logan Kelso joining me on the broadcast tonight. This becomes a very interesting game.
Yeah, it really is. It's a pleasure being here in beautiful Burley, Idaho. My first time here. And, yeah, like you said, both teams kind of I want to say do or die this early in the season, as there are 16 teams that make the postseason out of the 5A conference. But definitely a turning point game to right some wrongs this season. Both teams, a little bit of a struggle coming into the early part of the season. We'll see if who prevails tonight.
Preston will receive the opening kickoff as Burley will get ready to kick off, as we're still waiting for the Bobcats to come out on the field. For Burley, they've lost twice, as we mentioned. They've scored a total of 71 points in the 2 games they have played. They lost to Century and to Emmett, as they need to have a little bit of something go right for them offensively. You can certainly get the offense to click.
Yeah, they scored 13.5 points per game. Century, one of the surprise teams this year. Not the worst losses. They're undefeated right now. Emmett also having a great season. We're ready to go.
As for the Indians, they won their first game, that at Shelley, then they've lost 3 straight. So the Bobcats will kick off wearing green to the Indians wearing all white tonight, as the opening kickoff is a little squib kick, as Preston trying to fall on it, and it's kicked all the way back and picked up back near the 25-yard line by JoJo Lumpkin, and Lumpkin will be pushed back and spun down about the 20.
That was an odd little kick to begin the game. Wasn't probably onside, definitely a squib kick, and it worked. I mean, it bounced off multiple Middleton players, and they picked it up. The ball dropped, and luckily they avoid disaster, and they will get the ball still at the 25-yard line. So pretty much touchback for Preston.
So for the Indians, last time they played here, very interesting game a couple of years ago, a game that they won 53-51 on a touchdown on the final play of the game. And that game featured 7 touchdowns. Count them, 7 touchdowns just in the fourth quarter.
Unbelievable.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Question now is, who's going to come out at quarterback here for the Indians? As it looks like it will be Tristan Day, number 35, to take the opening snap, hand it off, fumble. Day falls on it, and he was on his knees, so he's going to be down right where he picked up the ball, and they'll spot it at the 22, so it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. Their regular quarterback, Connor Thompson, suffered a shoulder injury last week and will not play tonight. In fact, he didn't even dress. Had an injury to his AC joint in his shoulder and can't hardly lift his arm. 2nd down and 12. Again, handoff, as this will go to Iverson straight ahead. Still on his feet, gets up near the 30. Nice run for Connor. He's going to gain about 10 on the play, but he's still going to be about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
Yeah, nice job running up the middle, finding his hole, getting some positive yardage after the 1st down fumble. Also, I want to say 35, interesting quarterback number, Tristan Day.
That's right. Give Iverson a total of 7 on the play. As Day's going to roll right, throws, flag down as he lets it go. As the pass looks like it's going to be incomplete. as the throw pass was to Lumpkin. Flag on the play. Ineligible man downfield against the Indians. So they will push him back, and it'll remain third down and long here for Preston.
Yeah, it looked like the right tackle went up a little too far to get the pass protection, and they'll count him as an ineligible receiver.
So third down and 12 for the Indians. And they blow the ball back into play. Burley brings some defensive subs out. Preston breaks the huddle. They're going to send 3 receivers to the far side of the field. That's the left side of the formation. Single receiver here to the near side. Day out of the shotgun, looking left. Now wants to look over the middle. Throws right up the hash mark, and it's knocked away there at the last minute.
Good job there by Marcus Armstrong in the pass defense, breaking it up. Ball hung up in the air a little bit too long, but it's cool. It's good to see that they're letting Tristan Day air it out early in this game.
Another flag on the play. And that's going to be holding against the Indians. And looks like they're going to decline the penalty, bring up fourth down, and Preston will kick it away. As it'll be Noah Rowe, senior for Burley, going back to about his own 35 to field the punt. Punt right down the middle, kind of a spiraling kick. Bounces and then rolls back toward the Preston end of the field, and it'll be down by the Indians at their own 40-yard line. So positive territory for Burley as they get their first possession of the game.
Yeah, that was a brutal bounce for Preston. I haven't been to Preston Den. Do they have a turf field, or are they used to kicking on turf field?
It's grass.
It's grass.
Yeah.
So probably a little bit different punting onto the turf, and it took the worst possible bounce it could have made.
So first and 10 Burley as they will go from right to left here in the first quarter. No score in the game. Just under 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Leo Nava, the junior starting quarterback for the Bobcats. I formation behind him as he sets under center. Gives it to the deep man in the formation. That's Rowe. As Rowe gets back to just over the line of scrimmage, he'll gain about a yard on the play and bring up second down and 9.
It'll be interesting to see with Burley already in opponent's territory how aggressive they're going to be, as they're averaging 13.5 points per game. They'd like to score early in this one and find an offensive rhythm.
Correction, give the carry to Armstrong, so he gains a yard. Second down and 9 as they send a receiver to each side, and again they'll line up this time in a shotgun pro set with a man on each shoulder of the quarterback as Nava settles into the shotgun, wants to looking right, now throws it up the sideline, little contact down there, and it's knocked away at the last minute. Incomplete pass.
That was a beautiful ball by Nava. Jackson Carver had the chance to ring it in, but in and out of the hands. He was on coverage for Preston, but made it tough defensive effort.
Nava, who was 9 for 23 in the last game they played a couple of weeks ago for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really tried to air it out there on his first throw here today. So third down and 9 here for the Bobcats as they spot the ball at the Preston 39. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far. Nava sets under center again, and he'll give fake to the tailback, little center screen as that's complete as it goes to Morgan. Morgan's going to get up near the first down yardage, and he may have gotten it. So Morgan, they finally able to get him down all the way up near the 25, so the little center screen works out pretty well for a first down. quickly. They'll come back the other way, sweep left, and is trying to get around the corner. He's tackled there and thrown out of bounds, as once again that is Rowe trying to get around the corner.
Yeah, nice little pitch out, reversing the direction on the field. And
Gains about 8 on the play before they could finally roll him out of bounds. 2nd down and 2. So they'll take the time to go into the huddle this time, as they'll break it and send 2 men to the far side. Single receiver here to the near side. As once again, Nava will line up in the shotgun. Now he'll take 1 step up like he wanted to go under center, then backs back up again. Quick snap, comes out here to flip it out to the flat on the right side. It's going to be incomplete over the head of Peyton Coates and incomplete.
Yeah, had a wide open receiver there with only 1 defender on him. Just, like you said, just completely overthrew him. That'll be a 3rd down.
3rd down and 2 coming up. So we mentioned these 2 teams, they have gone back and forth over the years. Last year, the game at Preston winning that game. In fact, they've won the last 2 meetings in a row. As again, Nava rolling right, looking right, dumps it out to the outside and running up the sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds as the Zender Albee, who the pass was completed to.
Yeah, nice little dump to the right side. Moving the chains. Another 1st down for Burley.
First and
time off the clock, too.
1st and goal. Here for the Bobcats. 7:24 to play here in the first quarter. Trying to get an angle on the sun so I can see.
It is brutal right now.
Single receiver to each side, 2 running backs in the backfield. As they hand it off inside, he runs right into a crowd and he's brought down immediately. As the handoff went to Coates and he went nowhere.
Yeah, the defensive line of the Indians just broke right through.
Again, Marcus Armstrong, they say now on the carry.
I believe the roster we got online compared to the roster we got at the gate are completely different.
This is a roster I had mailed to me from the AD. This is one that I went off of. But, you know, it could be all different. As I look at it, you're right, it is completely different. So 2nd and goal. Loss of yardage on the play. Ball back to about the 11-yard line. And hold on, we got a whistle. And too much time. Delay a game call here against Burley. It's going to back them up 5 yards.
It's always a rare one to see called in the high school level, because we don't really have a play clock. We don't really see the play clock. It's just a hand held by the referee.
Yeah, you got to watch the referee and watch his hand signals.
Right.
And if you're not in tune to what he's doing, you're just going to put yourself in trouble. So now it stays 2nd goal. They move it back to about the 17. A little throw outside. That's going to be caught. They get up near the 10-yard line, so they gain about 7 on the play. As the pass complete to Cove Thompson.
Yeah, Burley's been really effective in this first drive on these little short crossing routes. Some little dump passes, and they've continuing to, well, they got their 5 yards back.
First completion in the game here for Nava. But it's going to bring down 3rd and goal as they get it back up near the 10-yard line. It's going to roll left this time. Throws underneath behind his man, but it is caught down to the 1. But he's down there. Had to kind of dive and reach back behind it to make the catch. So it's a gain of 8 on the play, and it's going to be 4th down. from the 2.
Oh, there's a flag, but I guess it's just a yellow garment around the 10-yard line. Or no, they did call penalty.
Nope, false start, so it's going to move it back again, back 5 yards, back to about the 15. It'll stay 3rd down and goal, as it'll 3rd and goal from the 15. So take that completion off the board. Five and a half to play here in quarter number 1. No score in the game. Dan Hubbard and Logan Kelso with you from Burley. Glad to have you along with us here on a Friday. Week 5, can you believe it? The season's half over already?
It's truly unbelievable.
And we got a timeout on the field.
It's already 5 weeks in. I did the Century game last week, and I realized, I said that on the broadcast, like, oh, wow, they're halfway there, because they just played their 4th game.
Right.
They only have 4 to go. I was like, wow, after today, Century will be over halfway done with the season, along with plenty of other teams in Idaho.
And we'll see Century in a couple of weeks, as Century will meet these Preston Indians in Preston. Next week, Logan, you and I will be together. We'll go to Westside, as we'll have what is the de facto championship game in the middle of the season, as it'll be Declo at Westside, and that is always an interesting game.
Yeah, Dan, you're going to be giving me tours around East Side. Well, we're in Central Idaho kind of right now. First time in Burley. Next week will be my first time in Westside, and the week after my first time in Preston.
So it'll be fun. Interesting games coming up here on IdahoSports.com. Indians back on the field. Here comes the Bobcats offensive unit. 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 15. Nava in the shotgun. They got a bunch formation, trips to the right. Nava's going to roll right, looking, throws into a crowd, and it's tipped and picked off down at the end zone. As the Indians get it out to about the 7, where it's brought down as the interception will give the Indians the ball. Looks like Cash Hyde with the interception.
Yeah, dangerous pass there by Nava. Hyde bobbled it a little bit, came down with the interception. But now Preston backed up into their own territory.
Cash Hyde, a big freshman, nice play there. Get Preston the ball back. Going to be deep in their territories. They have it at their own 9-yard line with 5:22 to play here in the first. Still no score in the game. Day back at quarterback. Hands the ball to Iverson. He goes straight ahead as he gets it out to the 15. Gain of 7 on the play for Connor Iverson. Connor is actually the 3rd Iverson to play tailback at Preston.
Really?
He has 2 of his older brothers also played there, Andrew and Charles. As you can certainly tell that Connor wants to be like his 2 big brothers. He runs just like them. Again, another handoff to Iverson, straight ahead. Puts his head down, gets out to across the 25 to about the 27. That'll be good for a first down.
That was a great job blocking by Cash Harris. And it looked like Miles Henry. They opened a perfect gap for Iverson. Iverson took advantage of it, getting some major plus yardage, getting them backed out of their own end zone.
Sun just dicking under a cloud and trees over on the far side so we can start to see a little bit. First down for the Indians. Give it to Iverson again. Big hole again up the middle. Gets spun up to about the 40. Falls forward to the 41. That'll be good for another first down as he'll pick up about another 14 yards on the play.
Once again, great job by the offensive line, and Iverson taking advantage of it. They're going quickly.
This is what I thought we'd see with their quarterback Thompson not playing tonight. Just hand it to the tailbacks and let them run it up the field. As again, they'll run the ball, get it up to midfield before the ball carrier gets spun out of bounds. It's Iverson again. As Iverson will gain 8 on the play. They'll put him down just on the Preston side of the midfield stripe, so give him 8 on the play.
It looks like we have a new quarterback for Preston. Looks like number 18 has been taking the last couple of snaps.
18 is McCoy Keller, who has not played this year. Penalty flag down, be thrown by the umpires. This will likely be a holding penalty here against the Indians, as Preston will draw the foul. Jansen Hollingsworth on the carry. That's wiped out by the penalty, so they'll push the ball back. It'll be second down and about 12 here coming up for Preston, as they'll put the ball all the way back at the Preston 40-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Kai Phillips charged that hold. That'll be another second down.
Kai Phillips is a big boy. Of course, the whole offensive line for the Indians is big. As they want to roll again, looking left-hander, throws it up the far side, and it's caught down to inside the 40 for Burley and out of bounds.
Well, hey, great first pass. Finds his teammate Braxton Lewis, the junior receiver for the Indians.
And Burley looks like they want a timeout. Can you take a break?
Yep.
Okay. We'll take a break here. No score here in the first quarter, as we'll take a timeout. Back right after this.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
So Preston will continue with the ball. First down after the nice completion by McCoy Keller. As with 3:23 left here in the first quarter, Preston trying to drive and pick up the first score of the game. So Keller stays in at quarterback. Single receiver to each side. Man in motion coming back this way as they hand it off. As the handoff comes to Atkinson. Sweeping right. Gets up to the 40 where he's met there and falls forward. As Atkinson will gain about 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, I always love when I see the running back fall forward, get those extra yardage. And actually on that one, looks like he got extra 3-4 yardage on the tackle.
Second down and 6 coming up here for Preston. Again, they'll go I formation. Single setback is Iverson. As they'll give it to Connor straight ahead. As he bounces left, now comes back right, breaks a tackle, gets across the 35 for a short game, give him a couple, and it'll bring up third down and about 5, make it 4 as he'll pick up 3 on the play.
Iverson's a very physical runner, as I've noticed on the first couple touches he's gotten. He bounces off the first tackle about every single time. Yeah, and on that one, made a couple misdirections. And it might have been for a yard, but every yard counts.
You know, we talked about his two brothers, and he is exactly the same as them. As they'll never wrap him up on the first tackle. You got to come at him with more than one. As again, they go to Iverson, breaks the tackle. I take it back. That's not Iverson. That is Atkinson. As Cameron Atkinson's going to go touchdown. 34-yard run. Cameron Atkinson for the score.
Beautiful drive there by the Indians. Mainly rushing it with Atkinson, Iverson. One terrific pass by Keller for 6.
So Atkinson will hold the ball as they'll bring out the extra point team here. Spot kick is up. It's a low line drive, partially blocked, as it is no good. As the place kicker, Tyson Coons, as it was low and into the line. So Preston has a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter with 1:53 to play.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
So Preston leads 6-0 as they look to break a 3-game losing streak. They won their first game of the year at Shelley and then lost 3 straight games, losing games against Blackfoot, Star Valley, and Ogden last week at home. In fact, all 3 of those games were at home. Tyson Coons back to receive the kickoff, I believe. Actually, it's Coons to pick off, my mistake. Little rolling squib kick will be touched and covered just right about the 34, 35-yard lines by the Bobcats, and that's where they'll put the ball back into play.
Big possession here for Burley. Preston through the first punch. Burley got it into the red zone in their last drive before Nava threw the interception. See a little more discipline here on this drive.
Yeah, when you start talking about offense for these two teams, you mentioned Burley averages about 13.5 points a game. Preston's not much better. They're only 14.5 per game.
Better. Both pretty similar in points allowed, too, both in the 30s.
So 1st and 10 for the green-clad Bobcats. Yeah, sideline warning against the Indians. They're people too close. So single setback, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near. As they'll go out of the shotgun, Nava waits the snap. Man in motion comes behind as they'll toss it to him. Coming here toward the near side, Preston stretches the play out well and then knocks the guy out of bounds.
That was a hard hit. I think it was 81 on Preston that made that hit.
81, Cash Harris. As the ball carrier, Cove Thompson, did no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Cash Harris, who is the younger brother, a couple of Harrises played not only football but basketball at Preston over the last few years. 1:07 to play here in quarter number 1. Thompson in motion as they'll go back the other way. Fake the toss this time. Center screen as the pass complete. As coming up to meet the receiver as it was Phoenix Castro caught the ball on that little center screen. I take it back, it was not Castro. It was Marcus Armstrong. As they'll gain a couple of yards on the play. It's 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Marcus Armstrong seems like all-around athlete here for Burley. I've seen him play a little bit of defensive back. He's gotten quite a few touches on offense early in this one.
So big play here for the Indian defense. They can get off the field. Clock runs, 17 seconds left in the quarter. Again, 2 receivers to the far side. Nava rolling right, wants to throw. Throws it up the hash mark, and it's caught. Caught up to about the 30-yard line, down to the 25 before they finally drag the receiver down.
It's a crucial 3rd down completion, and Burley's going to move the chains.
That's a 40-yard completion. 1st down. As that will also kill the first quarter as the clock reaches zeros as we are done with 1 here in Burley. After 1 quarter tonight, Preston leading by the score of 6-0, but Burley threatens when we come back for quarter number 2 right after this on IdahoSports.com.
Actually, I'm going to do some
Okay.
shout out to our power boosters for Burley. Vita Glow, an in-home IV therapy and wellness service. The Minidoka Memorial Hospital, Impact Athletic Club, AMI Supply, The Roof Resource, and Fiber.com, fiber speed internet. And for Preston, get it pulled up real quick. Roof Resource, proud sponsor and power booster of the Preston Inns. If you want to become a power booster, go on your team's desired website, and there should be a little slot where you can inquire about it. If you can't find that, email literally anybody at IdahoSports.com. It'll get you in the right direction. You can email me, Logan Kelso, Paul Kingsbury, Brandon Bainey, Joel Richardson, anyone. We will get you to the right person, as thousands of people visit those team pages. So get sponsored for your favorite team today on IdahoSports.com.
So here we go. Quarter number 2 getting underway. As Nava will set under center. I formation behind him as he give it to the deep man. Straight ahead, nice hole, as almost like he lost the ball here to reach back and try to grab it as Ezra Morgan, the ball carrier. As they will. We had a flag on the play. Yes, we do. Playing the penalty against the Indians. So face mask on the play, automatic first down. They'll put the ball down at the 15 as the Bobcats get another shot. First and 10 from the 15. So take that nice run off the board for Morgan as the face mask moves the ball and supersedes the carry. Handoff to the deep man, straight ahead, down inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Marco Armstrong with the carry. As he'll go straight ahead and get about 6 on the play. Second down and short coming up as they get the ball down inside the 10. They'll put it at the 8 officially.
And Burley threatening once again. Second time within the 10-yard line. See if they can capitalize here. Even the score, and then just an extra point that would take the lead here in the first half.
2 receivers to the far side. They come back with 1 here to the near. As Nava will step up under center. I formation behind him. As they'll give it to the up man this time. As he'll get down to the 5 before he's brought down. As that is Big Morgan again being brought down.
They're going to go quick.
Again, that's Quentin Alvarado is now who number 22 is. It's funny, you try to get a roster from the teams, you can do your prep work and then change all the numbers.
Right.
As handoff inside is stacked up, maybe get a yard as they get the ball to the 4. As Armstrong carries it again, or Alvarado carries it again. And it's second down and goal here for the Bobcats with the ball on the Preston 4-yard line. Burley trying to get off the schneid here and get even or take the lead with a touchdown here. Looking for their first win of the season. They come in 0-2. Toss out here to the near side as putting his head down and into the end zone he goes as it is Marcus Armstrong for the score.
Yeah, that was a very heavy Marcus Armstrong heavy drive. And it's fitting that he's the one to punch it in for 6. Oh, we got some cannon.
So the touchdown on the play ties the game at 6. Cannon scare you? Just weren't expecting it.
Yeah, a little bit. Scared me. Jumped a little.
So they'll go with a kind of a strange formation here with all the linemen off to the right side. Now they all come back in motion and take their spots, and it becomes more of a standard point after formation as this kick, the snap is on a bounce spot, the kick is up, and it is good as they'll tie the game. Nope, now they called it no good. I thought the official said good.
Yeah, they said no good. It looked like it went through the uprights. I'm wondering if there was, I mean, their coach is going to go over and talk to the referees about it. But the ball did bobble. I don't see why that would be.
Or did he call it
down?
Call it down because he's on his knee when he had.
I believe so.
That's
that.
weak.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that formation now. The Oregon Ducks kind of used to run that where they'd run in and then do the extra point. I've never really understood much of the advantage of it. I'm sure there's something there.
So 6-6 tie. As Preston will get the ball back as they'll look for the kickoff to come back to them. Last time Burley kicked off to open the game, it was just a little pooch kick. It only went about 25 or 30 yards and gave Preston pretty good field position on their opening possession. Same kind of formation here for the Bobcats as they have the ball kind of in the middle of the field and they line everybody up in a big I formation. As once again, this one's going to be high and hanging, come down about the 15-yard line, taken there by the Indians. Big hole down the far side, still on his feet. Gets across midfield to the 45-40 and finally drugged down from behind at the Burley 35-yard line. And a flag comes in late after the return by JoJo Lumpkin. So that stays with the Indians. That's a foul against Burley. That's going to give them great starting position. As looking for any kind of a signal from the official. And nope, it's going to go against Preston. So they'll walk it back. And it's going to be a big one as it's going to come all the way back to the midfield stripe. Personal foul, there we go, against the Indians. So that's a 15-yard walk-off.
Yeah, that was a great return and just negated by the penalty as I'm trying to work out a couple little technical things.
So 1st and 10 Indians from midfield as the penalty negates their great starting position. As Preston Day back at the quarterback spot as they give it to Iverson. Iverson will pick up about 5, maybe 6 as they get it back out just over the 45. They'll mark it at the 45-yard line, so it's a gain of 5 for Connor Iverson here on the first down run.
Well, got everything you'd hope for. 6-6 games. I mean, maybe if you wanted extra points, you're out of luck. Other than that, it's a good one.
If you're a fan of a kicking game, you may not want to watch. Hand off again to Iverson. Again, straight ahead. Runs into a couple of his own men. Still on his feet. As he finally runs out of bounds as he crosses over the 30 and chased out of bounds. See where they're going to mark it. As they're going to say he was out of bounds at the 30.
Looks like it.
Right at it, yep, exactly. So Iverson gains 15 on the play, and it's another first down.
Iverson saw Marcus Armstrong last drive and said, come right back at you. It also looks like 35 back in for QB for Preston.
That is true. That is Tristan Day, the senior. First down, he gets the Bobcats to jump. And then contact made as they put the center down on his haunches. That'll be another 5 yards against the Bobcats on the offside. And stays first down. It'll be first down and 5. A couple of men in motion going back over to the right side. Day again gives it to Iverson straight ahead. The big guy stays on his feet and gets down to about the 20. So that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 1. Second down and 1 for Preston, thanks to the penalties. Here's we play in the second quarter, tied at 6. 7:50 to play here in quarter number 2. Whistle.
Looks like on Burley again, offside.
Yep, offsides again on Burley. And that'll be an automatic first down for the Indians, as that'll put the ball down to about the 15 and make it 1st and 10. So a free first down here for the Indians, as they'll move the chains. So receiver goes all the way back over to the right side, single receiver to each side. Iverson the lone setback, give it to Iverson. Cuts it outside on the right side, trying to race for the corner, puts his head down, but he's not going to get there. As he'll get inside the 10, as they'll mark it at about the 8-yard line. So that'll be another run for about 8 yards for Iverson. Boy, he's trucking the ball here in the first half.
He really has gotten plenty of carries. I'm sure we're in the double digits by now.
Iverson last year carried the ball for 922 yards on a total of 165 carries.
Oof.
As have a whistle. Iverson again on the carry, loses a yard. And it's be 3rd down and about 3 yards inside if I could put the ball right down at the 10-yard line. Going to throw to the corner, and it's almost intercepted. And now a flag comes down, as leaping to try to make the play was Marcus Armstrong. Had it and he dropped it. Well, let's see what the flag's going to be. Going to call another illegal man downfield here for the Indians. So that'll move the ball back again. If they take the penalty, they're going to make it 3rd down from the 10.
Looks like they're moving back.
Or they'll move the ball back. It'll stay 2nd down, back to almost the original line of scrimmage, maybe just a little bit more. As nope.
Oh,
They declined the penalty.
big 4th down.
Is it 3rd or 4th? I thought was that 2nd down a minute ago?
Heard PA guy say 4th.
Yeah, they put that 4th on the down marker. And Preston's going to take a timeout before they do anything else. So we're tied at 6:41 to play here in quarter number 2.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So we're tied at 6 here in quarter number 2. Preston threatening. Still says 4th down on the down marker, so that's what we'll go with. 4th down and about 3 here for the Indians, as the ball spotted at the Burley 10-yard line. And hold on, we got illegal procedure against the Indians before they can snap the ball. It's going to push them back 5 more.
A lot of laundry in this one, Dan. We've seen plenty of flags for both sides early in this one. A lot of undisciplined football.
So they'll push the ball back to the 15. It stays 4th down. 4th down and 9 here now for the Indians. Again, they're going to go for it, though. Offense out there on the field. Snap comes, throw over the middle. It is caught, and it is good for a touchdown as the reception goes to Clayton Atkinson as he catches it right at the goal line and falls forward for the touchdown.
Well, they just wanted to back up 5 more yards, get a couple more passing yards.
Make it look good that way.
Preston Day, first touchdown pass of the evening.
So they'll bring out the extra point guys again. And once again, it's Tyson Coons that tried the point after, and this one is good as he knocks it through. And that'll put Preston up by 7 as it's now 13-6. Preston leads as it'll be Burley's ball when we come back after this.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
So the 10-yard touchdown pass to Clayton Atkinson from Tristan Day. The point after is good. Preston has the lead. It's now 13-6 here in the quarter number 2. As Coons will kick off as they tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. As this is going to be a line drive kick. It's a knockdown as it's going to roll its way all the way back and finally roll out of bounds down about the 15-yard line. But the ball is going to come back, and 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. After the, guess what? And another penalty flag and the kick out of bounds.
Right. Good job on Burley there not to pick it up and run with it. Good awareness to know the ball will go out of bounds. They can get some extra yards. I'm sure that's something the head coach told his players after seeing the last couple squib kicks.
So they put the ball down to 35. Burley's ball there. As they'll put it back into play here. 6:24 remaining here in the first half as the Bobcats trail by 7. Three receivers to the far side, one here to the near. Shotgun formation for Nava. Taking their time to get the snap off. Get it off in time. Nava wants to look deep down the middle, and he throws into double coverage, and it's incomplete.
Pretty good pass by Nava, but better coverage by the Indians. They get both numbers that got the tip on the ball.
Cove Thompson, the intended receiver. Incomplete pass will stop the clock. 2nd down and 10. 6:27 to play here in the first half.
Let's go, D-line! Punch through there, D-line! Nice running, Connor! Nice running, Connor!
Toss outside. Pretty good move. Tries to break it outside and get down to the 39-yard line. So it'd be a gain of about 6 on the play.
Evan Gibson had him dead to rights there. And a good move there by Marcus Armstrong to juke him, get a couple yards. Now a big 3rd down.
Gain of 4 on the play. 3rd down and 6 coming up here for Burley. See if the Indians can get off the field here and get the ball back with enough time to do something with it before halftime. Again, 3 receivers to the far side. Nava's going to roll that way, looking, and then he's hit and brought down at the 40. It'll be a small gain, but well short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 5 coming up here for the Bobcats.
They're keep their offense on the field.
Yep, leaving the offense out there.
Watch the ball!
4th down, and they get the defense to jump. So the defensive end over there on the right side, over on the far side. Is that Cameron Armstrong, I believe, 23, who jumped, and it's going to make it 4th and 1 now. So 4th and short makes it a lot more manageable here. Nava turns around to say something to the 2 running backs behind him. Morgan, the up man. They're going to turn it into like a tush push as Preston able to hold it up pretty well. Flag down. Looks like the ball carrier ends up over the 45-yard line, which would be good enough for a 1st down, but let's see what the penalty is. It's going to go against Burley. The PA announcer is over on the far side, so we really can't see what the call is from the official too well. It'll move the ball back 5 yards.
Right back to where they were.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 6. The guy with the down marker might want to move 5 yards to his left. Oh, yeah, there he goes. So 4th down and 6. They're still going to go for it. The punter is not out there unless he's going to be in such a short formation. 4 receivers, 3 to the far side, 1 here to the near. Trying to get the Preston defense to jump again. As Nava now looks over to the bench. Everybody settles back in once again. Shotgun snap comes to Nava, throws it across the middle, and it's caught up to the Preston's 45-39. Good enough for the 1st down.
Great job right there by Cove Thompson. Caught it like almost on his shoulder, and a good job to maintain possession on the way down. And then big 4th down conversion for the Bobcats.
22-yard gain, moves the chains. 1st and 10 for Burley. 4:10 to play here in the 1st half. Preston on top, 13-6. As they'll come back out with a single receiver here to this side. Twin receivers to the far. As one of the receivers goes over to the bench, now comes back out onto the field. That was number 8, Ty Shirley. But they'll run the ball straight ahead, is putting his head down and getting the ball out near the 30-yard line. Good run on the play. Armstrong on the carry. Going to call him down before that second effort. They'll call him down at the 35. So it's 2nd down and 6 here. He staggered forward for another 5 yards. They didn't give it to him. And hold on. The white hat throws the flag. So we have a penalty here against Burley. Illegal substitution here called against the Cats. That'll move the ball back 5 yards and take away. Second down and 12 coming up. So it continues to be Flag Day here in Burley.
Couple months late.
That's right. Second down and 12, and hold on. We want a timeout here before we do anything else. Burley wants a timeout as they trail 13-6 with 2:37 left to play here in the 1st half.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Nava wants to roll right, tries to throw back underneath to Morgan behind him, and he can't haul it in, so it's an incomplete pass. And it'll make it 3rd down and 12, and the incomplete pass will stop the clock once again.
My guess is they would, this is a 2-down territory still for the Bobcats. As they went to on 4th down on their own territory. Wouldn't expect that mindset to change now that they're in the Indians' territory. They love to even the score up. 2:32 to go here in the first half.
Is Burley looking for their first win of the year before they face their bitter crosstown rival Minico here next week. Those two have a long history of facing each other in different sports. Throw to the end zone, and it's picked off. Intercepted by the Indians as the corner comes across to make the interception. As he brings it back the other way, it's Benjamin Hurst to bring it back across midfield, and he gets it back to about the 42 as he came flying across and came up just in front of the intended receiver and took the ball away. So Burley denied, another turnover, as Preston will have the ball back in Burley territory after the interception.
There was another flag there. It looks like it will come back.
It's going to come all the way back here as they're going to run it all the way back to the 22.
Only question is if it was before or after.
I was just thinking the same thing. Nope, now that 22 is where the foul occurred. Now they're going to walk it off as that'll go back to the 12-yard line. As Preston's offense is going to come out on the field. Didn't see an indication from the official what the penalty was, but it's Preston ball at their own 12. So the foul brings back that long interception return. And Preston has the ball 1st and 10, deep in their own territory. Here late in quarter number 2. As it's Keller back in the game, throws it up and almost intercepted. Tried to get it to Atkinson. It was just out of his reach. And then the defensive back there for the Bobcats had to go between his hands as well.
Yeah, it was a good job by Atkinson to at least get a hand on it and going for the ball as number 13, Will Pilling, almost had an easiest interception of his career, but Atkinson's second effort to make an attempt on the catch prevented that.
So incomplete pass for Keller. He's 1 out of 2 in the game for a total of 18 yards. Preston will put 2 receivers to each side. Man comes in motion back here to the near side. Instead, they're going to hand it off in the backfield. In a big hole, it's Iverson straight ahead with 45, 50. Dragging him in as he goes up to the 45-yard line.
Oh, man, another flag.
And it's going to come all the way back. It's going to negate about a 47-yard run for Iverson. And the ball's going to come all the way back into the Preston end again. So the penalty against the Indians. And now another flag. That's something. Somebody probably said something that the official didn't like. And I'm sure we're going to get another step off here against the Indians. So the holding penalty brings the ball back to the 12. And then that second flag, most likely an unsportsmanlike conduct, will move the ball back inside the 5 to about the 3. So the Indians shooting themselves in the foot here big time here late in quarter number 2. So it's first down and 20 after that negated run by Iverson. So Preston still standing in the huddle, waiting for the official, who now comes back jogging across the field. And I think he's going to want to come over and talk to the new Preston head coach, Brant Reese, as they look back toward where the players are out on the field. And the white hat now is going to run back out onto the field. So the ball placed down at about the 2. So they move it forward now to the 3, make it. So it's first down and 20 from there. Three receivers to the far side of the formation here for the Indians. Single receiver to the near. As officials still not ready to play as they run back over and talk to the Burley coaching staff again. Now I think we got everything straightened out finally, and they blow the ball back into play. As the handoff straight ahead, it's Iverson runs into a couple of green jerseys and gets out to about the 6-yard line. So a short gain, maybe about 3 or 4, and it's second down and 6 coming up.
Asking any yard just to get out of their own
zone here. Anything to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost is a positive for them. Again, 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. As McCoy Keller waiting, looks back over to the bench as they signal in a play. Now settles again into the shotgun with Iverson standing on his shoulder. Give it to Iverson. Get near the 10, and he's slammed down there as he gets back to the 10-yard line. As it's big number 22, Ezra Morgan, with the aggressive tackle.
It's interesting to me Burley's not calling a timeout here unless they don't have any anymore. But you think force a punt here on this 4th down.
So 4th down and 11 coming up here for the Indians. Inside 45 seconds to play here in the quarter. Clock runs down to 33 seconds left. You're right, they must not have any timeouts left, as defensively they can't do anything to stop it. As they're inside 5 seconds, and now they're going to let it run down and Preston take the timeout to stop the clock here on 4th down before the 4th down play comes up.
Take another time to thank our power boosters.
Okay, go right ahead.
For Burley, AMI Supply, The Roof Resource, Vitaglow, an in-home IV therapy and wellness service, Impact Athletic Club, The Roof Resource, and the Minidoka Memorial Hospital, and Fiber.com, fiber speed internet. For Preston, Roof Resource, also proud power booster of them. If you want to be a power booster, scroll to the bottom of the website. There's a little area that says advertise with us. Click that. You'll get to the right person. And if you want to work for IdahoSports.com, we're always looking for more salespeople, production people, and even broadcasters. Just 4 of us here in East Idaho. Dan and I, Sean Kane, Georgeson, they're out doing Skyline Hillcrest, arguably the game of the week overall in the whole state, number 2 versus number 3. So any help, email Brandon Maney or Paul Kingsbury or anyone at IdahoSports.com. We'll get you in the right spot.
4th down and 11 as they'll kick it away. As Preston will hit this from about their own 2-yard line. As a wobbling kick, it's going to hit at the 45. They're going to let it roll down to about the 42-yard line. Well, Preston will finally down it there. And the Bobcats will have the ball with 14 seconds left in the first half. So a good punt by the Indians out of their own end zone. 1st and 10. As the ball placed down at the Burley 42, and the Bobcats have just a few ticks on the clock to try to do something with the ball. Preston leads it by the score of 13-6 here in the first half.
Nava has an arm. He can get it down there in the air. They could attempt a deep shot here. Burley does receive the ball to start the second half, so that will be in the back of their head coach's mind.
Single receiver to each side. Two running backs in the backfield with Nava, who's in the shotgun. As Nava's try to roll, they flip it to the guy the end around, he'll throw it, and that's just hung up in the air, and that's picked off. As here comes the Indians again, back the other way, down the sideline, still on his feet, and finally knocked out of bounds with 2 seconds left on the clock. As Tristan Day, number 35, who was the starting quarterback, came across and just fielded that punt and took it back the other way. 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, trying to do a little bit of a trick play, doing a little too much. I would just let Nava heave it up there himself. And like I said, that ball just hung up there. Easiest pick of the night for Preston. 3rd interception for the Indians. And now we'll see what they go. Do you think they'll go with pass or try to maybe field goal?
Well, let's see. If they went for a field goal here, the ball's at the 15. It'll be about a 25-yard attempt. Actually, about more like a 35-yard attempt. So you might as well just go for it offensively and see if you can get the touchdown. So I'm not sure the kicker has that kind of leg. They've had kickers in the past who could do that, but I'm not sure this one does. They have 1 second on the clock. So it would be get it in or take it just back to the locker room, as they're going to talk about it here before they do anything else. Okay, so they're going to go for it. Single running back is Iverson. Keller in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right side of the formation. That's the far side of the field. Single receiver to the near. And now the Indians want to officially take a timeout before they run a play with 1 second left in the half.
Getting all the timeouts used here in the first half. A lot of stoppage here in the first half. A lot of penalties will do that. So we're an hour and 9 minutes into this game. We're not even at half yet. Halftime, we'll view a little bit of Friday Night Flash, give you some scores around the state.
Absolutely.
Some stats, some recap. But close one so far. Preston looking to widen that gap.
So Preston with a touchdown in the first quarter, missed the extra point, made it 6-0 after 1. Burley tied the game. Armstrong on a 2-yard touchdown run. The extra point was no good. And then Preston took the 13-6 lead on a 10-yard touchdown pass to Clayton Atkinson. And they lead it 13-6 with 1 second left here in the first half. And it looks like they'll again stay with Keller in the shotgun. Iverson stands it to his left shoulder as he wants to drop back, and left-hander looks, now wants to throw toward the end zone, and it's going to be no good. Incomplete as the pass across the middle to McCoy Keller, and that'll end the first half. But Preston leads as they go to the locker room after the first half, 13-6 after the first 2 quarters here in Burley. As we'll take a timeout, we'll come back, we'll have some halftime activities for you coming up here on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles, stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your Ideal College Savings Program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
When it's time to get health insurance, Your Health Idaho is the place to go. It's Idaho's health insurance marketplace where you can shop and compare plans from well-known insurance companies and lower your monthly premium with a tax credit you can't get anywhere else. Plus, certified local agents can find you the right plan for free. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
All right, Preston leads 13-6. We are at halftime here at Burley High School as both teams really used the ground game in the first half like crazy, Logan, as they really ran the ball well.
Yeah, both teams ran the ball really well, especially Iverson, 87 yards in the first half.
87 yards on a dozen carries.
Yeah.
And don't forget, he had one play of almost 50 yards called back there late in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's been impressive. He's been able to bounce off the first tackle, find gaps. And he's been really the difference maker so far in this game, especially for Preston, the 7-point lead. And then Marcus Armstrong on the other side, he's been a great running back for Burley.
And he for Iverson, he has really been the bulk of the offense for the Indians, as McCoy Keller just with a couple of completions, as Tristan Day had one completion while he was the quarterback here tonight as well. And so you mentioned what Armstrong did in the first half. I had him with 7 carries, a total of 20 yards. But even those yards were tough, hard-nosed yards and tough to get.
Yeah, he like I said, yeah, he's finding gaps, finding a little bit of movement. I expect him to break out a little more in the second half. He's been getting carries along with Quentin Alvarado, who's been a defensive menace for Burley. And really, I'd say usually the 13-6 game, you'd be like, well, the defenses are both playing really well, but I'd say almost the contrary. I'd say the offenses have gotten almost positive yards, first down at least on every single drive outside of the opening drive by Preston. It's been more so just not be able to execute around in end zone for both teams. Really the difference, Preston, 3 interceptions in this game.
Leo Nava, the quarterback for Burley, 4 of 6 in the first half for a total of 70 yards. But the biggest offensive ground gainer for either side, both sides really, is the penalty flag. They flew like crazy in the first half.
Yeah, it's tough for either team to establish momentum when every plus yards play, for the most part, seems to be taken back. Some undisciplined football, and it's really a mix of all over the field. We've got a lot of holding calls, multiple ineligible man downfield, which is a very rare penalty to really see, especially halfway through the season as we're on week 5. And then a couple offside calls on both sides. I mean, we saw one where Burley was 4th and 6. They draw Preston offsides, 4th and 1. They think they get the first down until they realize they're offsides. They get back on the 4th and 6, and they still got the first down either way.
Right.
It's just been a lot of that in this game. I'd like to see a little bit more momentum. I'm sure both coaches, that's the number one thing they're both hammering home is, hey, we got to clean up the penalties. Unsportsmanlike also on both teams, as we saw at halftime. The coaches almost formed a line between both teams as they were walking out into the locker room. So it got a little chippy towards the end of that first half.
So 13-6 Preston. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Logan will look at some scores from around the state. We'll do that as halftime continues here on IdahoSports.com.
When it's time to get health insurance, Your Health Idaho is the place to go. It's Idaho's health insurance marketplace, where you can shop and compare plans from well-known insurance companies and lower your monthly premium with a tax credit you can't get anywhere else. Plus, certified local agents can find you the right plan for free. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 3607.
Idaho isn't your average state, and we are not your average people. We're not afraid to jump feet first, and we see the world a little differently. We know the importance of slowing down and the value of catching up. When we're not busy getting lost, we're looking out for one another. Our whitewater is aggressive, but our driving is not. We know all about taking chances, but we also know our limits. We drive safely because we care. It's who we are.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, And yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Life can change. Your health insurance should keep up. Things like moving, losing your job or current coverage, or having a baby means you could qualify for new coverage and savings from a tax credit. At Your Health Idaho, you can compare plans and see how much you can save on your monthly premium. Make sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of the change. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
(13-6) Indians still here at halftime. Both teams back out on the field. And Logan, you have some scores for us from around the state.
Yeah, we're getting some scores sent in through our group chat. We'll also look at Friday Night Flash after this. Mountain View up on CUNA, 28-0 in the 6A. The big game of the week that Joel Richardson and Sean Kane are at Hillcrest Skyline. The score, 19-0 Hillcrest at halftime.
Wow.
Mossholder looks like he has a team looking to repeat. And it'll be interesting to see them, Bishop Kelly, who just took down the 6A defending champion Rigby. Both those teams starting to look like they're pulling away as the front runners. And then Sandpoint had a blowout victory against Pocatello up in Sandpoint yesterday. They seem like their quarterback and wide receiver up there has something special. Other scores. So I'll go over to the Friday Night Flash, see if any scores have updated yet. A lot of big matchups. Madison Blackfoot interests me quite a bit, as Blackfoot's in their second year of their rebuild. They're taking on Madison, who has 2 losses by a combined 2 points. Also in 6A, we'll have Thunder Ridge, Highland. Highland had the blowout loss against the Utah team at home, 70-6. Came back, got a big win last week. Thunder Ridge, another team trying to break out, trying to find their way out of a rebuild. In 5A, outside of us, Emmett Skyview. Emmett just coming off a big victory against Preston recently. Idaho Falls, Bonneville, 2 winless teams trying to see who gets their first win of the season over there. And then Shelley Century. Century, kind of the feel-good story of the year. 0-8 last year. They started out 4-0 this year, looking to take down a winless Shelley team tonight. And then a big rivalry out in Twin Falls tonight. Twin Falls, Canyon Ridge, the 2 high schools out there.
Yeah.
It's a big one. That's where 5A is. Now we're looking like players trying to back on the field as we're getting ready to start the 3rd quarter.
Yep, Preston will kick the ball off to start the second half after they got the ball to receive the opening kickoff tonight. We'll see Preston again 2 weeks from tonight as they will be at home against Century. That'll be an interesting matchup. And next weekend, Logan and I will be at Westside High School. There will be the Westside Pirates against Declo.
This will be a fun one.
That'll be a good game. Looking forward to that.
My first time making it out to Westside. I made it out to most cities out in Eastern Idaho. I grew up in Boise, went to high school at Bishop Kelly. Lived up north in Lewiston for a while.
We'll forgive you, by the way.
Now I'm in East.
Anybody listening in Preston, should we forgive him for going to Bishop Kelly for high school?
Eastern Idahoan now.
All right.
You.
Here we go. There's a little squib kick again, right up the middle, handled there at the 30-yard line, as they'll try to toss it backwards, and then they run into a mass of white jerseys and push back to the 30. They'll mark it at the 31, and that's where Burley will start the second half.
Hey, no flag on the first play of the second half. Couldn't go.
It's an omen. So 1st and 10, Burley. Again, Nava 4 of 6 for 70 yards in the first half. Armstrong 7 carries for only 20 yards, but he had the lone score. A 2-yard touchdown run early on in the second quarter. So they'll start here out of the I formation. Nava lines up in the shotgun with a pair of running backs back there with him. One on each shoulder for the 1st and 10 plays. They'll hand it off straight ahead. Pretty good hole off the left side as they get out to the 45-yard line.
What did you say? Armstrong had 20 yards in the first half. Looks like he just doubled it right there. We expected him to break out here in the second half, get a little more carries.
So nice run for Armstrong. Picks up 15. Moves the chains as a ball up to the 45. Burley, who lost, of course, the heartbreaker here 2 years ago to the Indians. That was the last time Preston played on this field. As again, they'll go back on the ground, pick up about 5. Not sure who the ball carrier. We went back to Armstrong, so we gained 5 more. 2nd down and 5 coming up here, right at the midfield stripe. They're going to go 3 wides to the far side. That's the left side of the formation. Single man this side. They'll toss it outside as they go across midfield to the 45, run out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. They'll give it to Armstrong as he'll gain about 6 more on the play. So a steady diet of Armstrong here to start the second half. Morgan, the up man in the I formation, as they'll give it to the big fullback as he gets up to the 40. As he puts his head down, he'll pick up about 4. Second down and 6 coming up here now for the Bobcats.
Alvarado's playing almost every snap of this game on offense and defense, playing the fullback position on offense, playing D-line on defense.
So Alvarado picks up 4. Second down and 6. Again, the I formation. They'll give it to the deep man again. That's Armstrong, as one of the linebackers for the Indians comes across and flies over the top of Armstrong to make the tackle. Loses a yard. Then bring up third down and 7. They spot the ball right at the 40-yard line. Burley moved the ball well in the first half, a couple of series, but then shot themselves in the foot and ended up giving the ball away.
Yep. Both 2 picks in that first half, and the third one on a trick play.
Right. Third and about 7, as they'll toss it out to the outside. It's going to be short of the first down, however, as the pass good for about 6 yards, as they get the ball up to the 34-yard line. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down, but Burley will keep the ball out on the field. Fourth and short, as trying to get Preston's defense to jump, as now they want to change the play here at the line of scrimmage. Armstrong, the lone setback, I believe, as they'll give it to him. He goes off the left side, and he'll have the first down.
Full head of steam right there by Armstrong.
Picks up about 3, but it's good enough for the first down, as they'll move the chains and spot the ball at about the 32. So a methodical drive here on the ground by the Burley Bobcats to start the third quarter.
This is the area of the field where they've struggled to start punching it in, around the 30-yard line.
2 receivers come here to the near side. That's the right side of the formation. Single man to the far side. 2 running backs as they stand on either shoulder of Nava. Nava's going to keep it himself as he's the third man through, as Preston able to sniff that out, push it back, but they're still going to get a couple of yards on the play, make it 3 for Nava on the run. Second down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, Burley's had a tough time with their running back trying to get blocks for their QB. A lot of time Nava's been facing a lot of pressure. There, they got a good block. Nava was able to get a couple yards.
Go back to the I formation again. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near, as Nava steps up under center. Second down snap, toss. They're going to get it out wide as they'll get near first down yardage, and they will have the first down. A good cut block in the backfield sprung that play open.
A great job by the offensive line creating that hole. Marcus Johnson, even better job finding that hole and pushing forward. 4 momentum got him 4 extra yards once he made contact with the defender.
Spot the ball at the 20, first down. Armstrong, the lone setback. Nava in the shotgun. Again, 3 receivers. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. As again, they'll give it to Armstrong. He's brought down as shooting the gap and making the tackle was the first man through for the Indians. That's Hank Hamlin, the senior.
Yeah, he came almost completely unblocked through there. Made Armstrong had nowhere to go, wrapped him up.
In fact, he loses about a half a yard on the play.
Burley bringing Alvey, their tight end, back in the game. He's had great hands, making some sure catches in the first half. Had 1 so far on this drive.
Twin receivers to each side. Nava in the back in the shotgun, back there all by himself. As Nava puts his head down, he's going to run straight ahead and gets run into a swarm of white jerseys and pushed back. Very short gain. He'll get maybe a yard and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Alvey tried to pick up a block there, but Cash Evanson broke through to get the tackle on the QB, Leo Nava. Leo Nava just a junior.
3rd down and 8, we'll call it. Two receivers far, one here to the near. Here comes the Indians on the blitz. Nava has to try to throw it left-handed, and it didn't go anywhere, so it's an incomplete pass. So the Indians come after Nava on the blitz, and it almost got to him, but either way, he had to get rid of the ball, and he falls incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down now. 5:43 remains on the clock here in quarter number 3 as Preston's yet to touch the ball in the second half.
Yeah, a little shocking for me to see them do a pass play there. Obviously, 4-down territory for them. I think they would have went with a run. Now it's almost a for sure pass situation with 4th and 8.
So they go back to the bigs in the backfield. That's Alvarado and Armstrong. They want to throw, looking over the middle. Now he's got to roll left, throws, and it is caught at the 15, down to the 10, still on his feet, falls forward to about the 5. So the pass complete to Alvarado is good for 15 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, Alvarado came completely unguarded off the block. Missed coverage there.
So 1st down. Spot the ball at about the 7. Inside handoff. Armstrong gets inside the 5 down to about the 4, maybe the 3. 2nd and goal.
I would assume they continue to just hand it off to Armstrong at the 3-yard line. They have 3 more chances to punch it in here.
I would think so, either him or Alvarado. They both pounded it inside really well. Clock continues to run, 4:42 to play here in quarter number 3. They've had the ball over 7.5 minutes here to start the quarter. Giving the back as it goes to Armstrong. Gets near the goal line and he's in, touchdown. 3-yard run, good for the score. And now with the extra point, Burley can have their first lead of the game. They're going to run that swing and gate formation here again as all the linemen line up way over on the left. They can snap the ball out of this formation and run that way. It's Nava who will now kneel down as the entire line comes back and lines up in a normal set as they'll kick the extra point. Conventional style. Snap, pretty good. The kick is up and it is good, and Burley has a lead.
What a great drive there by Burley. No penalties for either side. Burley methodically just punched it up the field. And not just that, they took 7 minutes, seven and a half minutes off the clock, and now they have the lead.
Yeah, that's a heck of a ball control offense. They just ran it right down the field, used the big guys to take the ball the length of the field. And Burley has their first lead of the game at 14-7. So Preston will finally get to touch the ball here in the second half.
Oh, excuse me, it's 13-13 because they only had 6 points going into that.
Hey, you're right. My bad. Let me correct my math. So they're tied. Jason Hollingsworth and JoJo Lumpkin back deep to return. As the kickoff from Burley, they have never kicked deep in the game so far. All of them have been little squibbers right down the middle, which has given Preston pretty good starting position each time they've had the ball. As it'd be a true onside kick to the far side. It's touched and covered as they say it's going to be short of the 10 yards, so that should be Preston's ball. As it was short of the 50-yard line is where the official from the far side comes in. But did Preston touch it and then the ball roll backward is the question.
I think it definitely went 10 yards, but I think the issue is it went off a Burley player before it hit the 10 yards, before they recovered it. 'Cause it looked like it went 10. He recovered it past the 50.
So it must be going to be Preston's ball, much to the chagrin of the folks over on the far side as the Preston offense runs onto the field. So 1st and 10 Preston. And for the second time tonight, they will start a drive on the Burley side of the 50-yard line as this is spotted just inside the 49. So right from midfield. Preston one receiver to each side, I formation behind Keller, who will start the second half at quarterback.
Keller's been good. He's, him and Tristan Day seemed like they were trading off possessions. It was like second half they're going to roll with Keller.
Threw the ball pretty well, but of course all the big part of the offense for the Indians was Iverson running the ball, and they'll put the ball on the ground, and there he goes again. Right down the field he goes. Touchdown Preston on the first play. They have the ball in the second half.
Well, that's one way to answer.
A 49-yard run for the Indians puts them back on top. And guess who? Connor Iverson once again running it right down the field. That gives Iverson now unfortunately my Excel sheet not working properly, so I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way and actually add. We're into the blue beads on the abacus here as the kick is up and it is no good again. Low line drive, he pulled it left and it's no good. So Iverson with a 49-yard run as the Indians answer right back with a touchdown of their own. And Iverson now 136 yards rushing here in the game.
We just saw a 7-minute drive, and now we just experienced, what, 30-second drive?
Yeah, so all of that work, 7.5 minutes to muscle the ball down the field, and Iverson just goes Speedy Gonzalez on him and takes it down the field in one play.
What's this call? Sportsmanlike on both?
Yep. So whatever the chippy nature at the end of the first half, it continues here in the third. As Preston now leads 19-13 with 2:13 to play here in quarter number 3. So Preston gets back out into the lead. Ty Shirley back deep to return. And let's see if the short squibs continue here. Oops, got to wait for another man to come back out on the field here for the Bobcats. Wait for the officials to get in position as well. So they'll blow the ball into play, and here we go. Another little squib kick here by the Indians. This is played by one of the up men. As he gets away, they grab him by the tail of the shirt and drag him down from behind as Dex Palmer, the junior, able to play that ball as one of the up men and just about broke it.
Yeah, if he had a tucked-in jersey, he was going for 6.
Or a tearaway jersey, one of those. So, Burley's ball, 1st and 10 at the Preston 46-yard line as the offense comes back out after getting a rest after just taking the ball right down and shoving it down Preston's throat to open quarter number 3. They stay with the big men in the backfield. Alvarado and Armstrong. Nava in the shotgun. Give it to Armstrong. Sticks his nose into the middle of that line. Gets up to across the 45 to the 44. He'll gain a couple on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Alvarado, I think, jumped early there. They're going to call it back.
Oh, I didn't see a flag. You're right. So the celebration of Flag Day here in Burley continues. So they'll push the ball back as they'll put the ball back on the Burley side of the midfield stripe, set it down to the 49. 1st down and 15 coming up here. So back and forth we go here through the first half and now into quarter number 3 as well. And again, 3 receivers into the formation. They go underneath to the single receiver on the far side of the field. He gets up to the 45-yard line back in Preston territory again. That'll get the yardage back from the penalty plus a couple, so it's a 7-yard gain. As Nava with the complete pass. 2nd down and 8. And again, whistles and flags at the snap. And a legal procedure against the Bobcats. Again, will move the ball backwards.
Man, I wish we should have started keeping track how many yards we have in penalties.
Yeah, can't keep track of everything.
Maybe next year on IdahoSports.com.
Yeah. Maybe next year Paul will actually pay for a stat person for each game. Just kidding, Paul. Not trying to suggest anything.
Yeah, you're the first broadcaster I've been with that's keeping stats. Kind of nice.
So they're going to move the ball back into Burley territory once again. Wow, this is a big one across the 40. He keeps walking down to the 35. Wow.
Oh.
Holy mackerel. That's a 15-yarder all the way back to the 35-yard line. So that's a big walk-off against Burley. And it's 2nd down still. Second down and 29. What would be a sure passing down, but let's see. We can't get a play snapped here without a flag being thrown. This one against the Indians. Offside, so they're going to move the ball 5 yards back again the other way. So it's not quite so bad. It's only 2nd down and 24. I formation. 2 receivers in the near side. Now again, they're going to change the play. As Nava steps back up under center. And he'll give it to the deep man. As across the 45 to the 46 and brought down there. We'll bring up 3rd down and long here for the Bobcats.
Number 10 on Preston down with injury.
That is, that's Miles Henry. Junior receiver and linebacker.
It was like just a cramp.
So Armstrong on the carry. As he'll pick up about 7.
First 2 drives, first drive for each team, no penalties. Well, I guess we had the unsportsmanlike on the PAT. But
right.
After that, we're back to what we were experiencing in the first half.
So it'll be third down and about 18. As Henry's up, walks off under his own power. As the trainer for Preston, Dave, does a great job taking care of the kids there for the Indians. Comes the Indian defense back onto the field here for the third down play.
20-minus back, D-line!
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. 2 running backs on either side of Nava as he's lined up in the shotgun. Man in motion. That's Armstrong, as that's going to be a flag. That's probably against Armstrong. I think he turned it up too soon.
He did.
He ran that like a Canadian football play where you can be running forward full speed as long as you don't get to the line of scrimmage.
I love Canadian football rules, honestly. I started watching, I think, last year. I was like, this is awesome. Besides the goalpost inside the end zone, that's a little odd to me.
At a 25-yard end zone. That's a little bizarre. So it is illegal motion against Burley, so it'll move the ball back. And it's 4th down. 4th down and still about 18 again. I'm not sure how good the punt game is for Burley. We haven't seen them try to punt the ball tonight, and they're not going to try it here. So Nava in the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Armstrong the lone setback. As now Nava wants to change the play, and the coach is yelling at him, hurry, snap the ball, and they didn't get it off in time. It's going to cost him another 5 yards for another delay of game penalty.
I apologize a little for that shaky cam. Our camera's set up on the bleachers, and the Preston fans were getting a little into it there. Talking to him now.
So 4th and 23 now, and still the punter's not on the field. So again, they're going to go 2 receivers to each side, 1 setback. Nava will kick it away, and it's a booming kick down the middle, and it's going to hit and roll, and it's going to go into the end zone. So after all that, it ends up as a touchback anyway. If you're going to come up with a gadget play like that, the last thing you want to do is kick it into the end zone.
Right. I thought for a second the turf, just too much bounce on it. If that was on grass, that almost would have been a perfect dead ball punt. I broadcasted some soccer, especially with Idaho State, and Idaho State plays on a grass field. And then when I call soccer on turf, it's completely different. The ball rolls so much quicker on turf than soccer. It also hurts a lot more when you get taken down on turf.
Well, yeah, that's exactly why, the World Cup Federation, they don't play games on turf. So 1st and 10 Indians, 1:21 to play here in the 3rd. As they'll hand it off as it goes to Iverson. He's going back and forth, looking for a crease, can't find one. As they'll end up getting about a yard on the play. 2nd down and call it 8 coming up here for the Preston offense.
I'm impressed by Iverson's elusiveness. It's almost like the game slows down for him. For him to be able to scan 3 times before making first contact and even crossing past his block, truly impressive and very shows a sign of maturity for your running back.
I got to talk to his oldest brother. That would be Andrew Iverson at homecoming last year. And I said, what have you told your younger brother to make him such a great running back? He says, just run hard, put your head down, and run over people.
Good advice from an older brother.
2nd down and 8. Keller looking. Then they got him straight ahead as they're going to push him back in the sack, the first one of the game for either side, as they're going to push it back to about the 12-yard line. So loss of yardage. Third down coming up at about 17. Make it 16 as they put the ball down at the 15-yard line. As the third quarter runs out. So Preston as the two teams exchange touchdowns in the third quarter. And Preston will still hold on to that 6-point lead as we go to the fourth. 19-13, Preston leads here on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We'll go to the fourth quarter. Preston leading 19-13. Dan Hubbard along with Logan Kelso and Ernest Dixon, our cameraman, with us here tonight. As we'll all be back with you again next week with Declo traveling to Westside next Friday night. We'll have that game for you once again here on IdahoSports.com as Preston will throw it on third down. It's going to fall incomplete. Tried to get it outside to Ridge Nelson, but the pass falls incomplete. So fourth down and long here for the Indians. Fourth down and about 15. As looks like they will bring in the punt team. As Clayton Atkinson, the junior wide receiver, will do the punting. Snap pretty good. He hits it from about the 5-yard line. And we got Atkinson goes down. We got a flag down back where the kick was as the punt fielded back at the 35. And there goes on the run. There goes Thompson for the score, but I don't think it's going to matter because that should be a roughing the kicker penalty against Burley.
Yeah, that's a brutal penalty. No reason he needed to take out the punter. Ball was snapped well before. At least we assume that's the penalty.
Yep, it is. It's a roughing penalty against Burley, which should come with an automatic first down for the Indians. So take the touchdown for the Bobcats off the board on the punt return. And it should be 1st and 10 coming up here for the Indians as the Burley defense just continues to walk backwards. Let's see how far they're going to walk the ball backwards here. It will not.
Not an automatic first down.
Nope, they're going to punt it again. And it's a bad snap this time as it goes over Atkinson's head in the end zone. And he kicks it like a rugby player as they come all the way out to midfield and be down at the 48 by JoJo Lumpkin. It's a bad snap and the ball was rolling around. And Atkinson just ran up to it and just kicked it on a bounce. And got pretty good foot on it and hit it out past midfield.
Yeah, I've been seeing that style a lot more in the college game. Obviously, it's not what Axon wanted to do with the Australian invasion in college football. We've been seeing the rugby style a lot more. And good awareness by Atkinson to not just kick it immediately when he got it. He took his time, realized there's no one near him. Got the honestly pretty solid punt, 40 yards, 41 yards for the first punt of the game. Better than allowing a touchdown.
That's right. So they'll spot the ball at the Burley 49 as the Burley offense comes back out onto the field. As they'll start with two receivers here to the near side, one to the far, single setback in the backfield. As they'll give it in the backfield as it goes to Alvarado, puts his head down and gains about 7 on the play. So the big man, Quentin Alvarado, goes for 7, 2nd down and 3 coming up. Actually make it 8, 2nd down and 2 coming up. As they go right back to Alvarado. He's going to take it right this time. Gets around the corner as he puts his head down, takes on the linebacker there. Good for the first down. As he'll pick up a dozen more as he's up to the 30. That's his second longest run of the day for Alvarado.
Yeah, back-to-back touches for Alvarado, giving Armstrong a little bit of a break as he'll check back in for Alvarado. But yeah, Alvarado, 2 strong runs to start the drive for Burley, already at the opponent's 30.
2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Armstrong the lone setback. Who will now switch over and come over onto the left shoulder of Nava. Get the handoff. Goes off the right side. Gets up near the 25-yard line. Short gain, called a gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
If you're Burley, you want to just start draining a little bit of clock as you try to score here. As Preston hasn't really proven that they can beat you in the air. And despite, potentially just going up 1 point with a PAT, Preston hasn't been proven to be elusive at kicking for a field goal, so they'd have to punch in for a touchdown.
We go under 10 minutes left here in the 4th. Preston up 19-13. Fake. Nope, they'll give it to Armstrong off the right side as he'll again get up near the 20-yard line. Be just short of the 1st down. Be 3rd down and about 2 after he carries the ball for about 7 yards. Make it 3rd and 1. So 7 more for Armstrong. Preston needs to stop them here. Preston's loyalty is starting to stomp their feet and breaking in and catching Armstrong in the backfield and putting him down as the Preston defense as he'll lose a couple of yards. Fourth and 3 coming up here as the Indians break right through up the middle. And they stop Armstrong for a couple of yard loss.
And once again, another 4th down for Burley between the 20, 30-yard line. It feels like this has been the same story almost every drive. They've been able to get quite a few 4th down conversions in this one.
8.5 left. Clock running. Big play for either side. Need the 1st down, or can Preston stop them? 3 receivers to the near side. Nava's rolling to this side. Still rolling as he tries to lean forward, and does he get there? He got just across the 20, but was it enough? As they'll put the ball down just over the 20-yard line, and it is just enough for a 1st down.
Great awareness there by Nava to just tuck it and run. And the extension of the arms to get just beyond the sticks for the 1st down. Clock's still rolling.
1st and 10 from the 19. Eight minutes exactly remaining in the game. Armstrong the lone setback. Toss as he's trying to go right. And again, a good play there by the Preston defense to cut down Armstrong. They're going to lose about 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, Armstrong spun around from Cash Hyde, and then Jetty Talbot was there for the 2nd effort. Takes down Armstrong, like I said, for a loss of 3.
I'm not sure if this Cash Hyde is the brother of Ty Hyde, who was a Preston quarterback for a couple of years and was the All-State basketball player for the Indians about 4 or 5 years ago. 2nd down and 12. Fake handoff. Nava rolling right, throwing back underneath. It's complete as they get down to about the 20-yard line, inside the 20, down to about the 18. That'll be good for a gain of 4, but it still can bring up 3rd down and long. Call it 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, once again, finding Alvey. Alvey's had a great, he's just getting short yardage catches, but he's making the catches, turning out field, getting some quality yardage for Burley. He's, I believe, what, 3rd, 4th reception for Alvey?
Yes. They need to get the ball to the 10. 3rd down, ball at the 17, 3rd down and 7. Alvarado looks like the lone setback. He goes in motion right. Pump fake. Pulls the ball down, tries to get rid of it, and can't. It's a sack. And it'll bring up 4th down. 4th down and about 6.5 coming up here now for Burley.
Been able to convert once on this drive.
5:45 left in the game. Twin receivers to each side. They'll empty the backfield. Nobody back there with Nava. He'll throw over the middle. And it is pretty good hit on the pass. And I think it was incomplete, as coming over to make contact was Beckett Hess and knocked the ball loose. So it's 4th down. They turn the ball over on downs.
That was a heck of a hit right there. I mean, that was that's the definition of hospital pass. Luckily, everyone got up and was okay.
He was standing there waiting for the ball, and Beckett Hess comes in on a full head of steam and just gives him a shoulder right in the middle of the back and knocked the ball loose. So they turn the ball over. Preston has it, 1st and 10 at their own 15. And they can run the ball and keep the ball on the ground and let the clock run and run the clock out. 5:28 left. Steady diet of Iverson coming up. They fumble the ball. Did they lose it? As able to fall on it and keep the possession of the ball for the Indians, I believe, was McCoy Keller.
Looks like 35 is back in at QB, actually. It's like Preston Day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. They're still going back and forth. Give both of them reps.
In case you weren't with us, Connor Thompson not able to play after having that shoulder injury last week. Second down and about 14 after that bad pass there. They get it outside. It's complete as they get it up the sideline. Be short of the 1st down as the pass complete as it comes outside to Miles Henry, who was helped off the field earlier in the game. Good to see him back out there. So a gain of about 13 on the play. That's 3rd down and 2. This is where, bet you a bag of nickels, this is where they go to Iverson to try to get the 1st down. Iverson now drops back into the I formation. 2 receivers here to the near side. They'll give it to Iverson indeed as he tries to get outside. Forward progress should give him the 1st down as he gets it across the 25. As they come out and look at it, and yes indeed. Nope, they're going to call it short, 4th and 1. So he didn't quite get there. So big snap here for the Burley defense. 4th down, deep in Preston's own territory. They can get the ball back. Snap, direct snap. Day is going to run it. Day has the 1st down as he gets across the 30 to the 33. So Day with the 1st down. And that'll move the chains. And it stops. Nope, the clock keeps going. 3:06 to play. Preston's beaten Burley 2 years in a row and 4 out of the last 5 and looking to keep that streak going. Preston taking their time to get the snap in. Now they get it in. As, boy, they are keying on Iverson. They're just all over him as he gets the ball. As that'll lose a couple of yards on the play and bring up 2nd down and 12.
They sent 9 defenders.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They broke through the line real quick. Couldn't even almost getting the handoff off.
As Burley will take a timeout here. as that'll be their first of the half. And we need one here as well. We'll take a timeout as well. Back right after this here on the
As Idahoans,
IdahoSports.com.
we're not afraid to take risks.
Go. Yeah, let's go. You got it. All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
The second down and about 13 here for the Indians. After Iverson stacked up on that first down play, just like you said, Logan, they sent about 9 guys, and they have 10 men in the box right now. Quickly, they're going to throw the ball outside as it comes to Atkinson. Runs over a man, gets up to the 37. It's good positive yards. It'll be short of the first down, but it's about a 10-yard gain, and it'll bring up third down for the Indians.
Great play call there. Everyone zeroed in on the run. Gets to Atkinson one-on-one. A good job by Preston to bring him down.
Third down and 6 coming up here for Preston. Should be another passing situation. Or do you try to play it as a 2-down territory and give it back to Iverson? Nope, they're going to keep it. As Day rolls left, still rolling, throws down the sideline. He's got a man. It's caught. All the way down to the 30-yard line in the first down. Jansen Hollingsworth on the little fly pattern, able to make the catch.
Talk about a gutsy throw. Just toss it up there, trusted his receiver.
35-yard pass play, good for the first down. That's a big play because it keeps the clock rolling down to 1:40 to play. Two receivers to each side for the Indians. Taking their time, letting the clock run. Man in motion comes back to the far side. Now they'll give it to Iverson. He's stacked up in the backfield. They sniffed that one out pretty well. He'll lose a couple of yards, and now they'll take a timeout. Will Burley, as they'll stop the clock with 1:16 left.
Easy 4-down territory for Preston. They just need one more first down to wrap things up here.
Yep, second down and 12. They can get another first down. This game will be over. So we got any score updates real quick with a timeout on the field?
Yeah.
See what we got going on.
Lakeland up 14-0 against Post Falls at half. Mountain View now up 35-0 over Cuna in the third.
Wow.
See if Friday Night Flash has anything going.
Next week, Burley's here at home against Minico. Preston also goes home as they will have their nemesis, Snake River, coming to town.
Ooh. Be a fun one.
So here we go, second down and 12. Two receivers to the near sides for the Indians. Lone setback. Day hands it off. As it goes to Iverson. He'll get across the 30, falls forward to about the 28-yard line. So going to bring up third down and long, but more importantly, it's going to keep the clock rolling, but instead Burley will burn a timeout. 1:10 left in the game. Last timeout for Burley. So to bring up third down. If they don't make the first down, Preston will have to snap the ball with about 40 seconds left in the game. If they don't make it here, bring fourth down then. And they could run the clock feasibly down to about 10 or 15 seconds left on the clock before having to snap it on 4th down. 3rd down and 8. Three receivers to the near side, one to the far for the Indians. Need to get the ball to the 20-yard line for a 1st down. Day rolling, now looking, throwing short, and it's incomplete. That's not what you wanted.
Yeah, it's an interesting play call to not just run that one. I thought, especially when Preston Day was getting ran at, that they were gonna.
When you could have
took a sack.
Exactly, you could have run the ball and run the clock down to about 10 or 15 seconds left in the game. Instead, what you don't want is to throw an incomplete pass. But that's what they did, so it's 4th down and 8 now. And the incomplete pass stops the clock with 1:06 to play. 4th and 8, trips to the near side. One receiver to the far. As again, they're going to roll this way. Day looking down the middle, he's got a man, and it's incomplete, too far out in front of Atkinson. And it's an incomplete pass, and it's going to turn the ball back over again to Burley with 1:03 left.
Wow.
That is a strange couple of plays.
Yeah, it could have been 15 seconds left, and even could have had the ball run, and then you could have had the QB even run around in the backfield.
Exactly.
Off. Instead, Burley's going to have a good opportunity, albeit no timeouts, but Nava's been able to throw the ball in the air effectively.
They're only down 6. A touchdown will tie the game. Remember, 2 years ago, Preston beat Burley here on the last play of the game. Are we going to see that again? But the other side of the coin this time.
Well, we're about to find out.
1st and 10. Burley has the ball at their own 28. Go 2 receivers to each side, 1 running back in the backfield. Nava in the shotgun. He'll want to throw over the middle, and it's dropped in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
Cove's been so good at making these plays all game today. It's his first drop. Tough time to have that happen.
He was open. He just didn't quite look the ball all the way in, apparently. So 2nd down. Now he's in trouble again, and he's going down as Preston has their first sack of the game back to the 22-yard line. They got to hurry as the clock stops after the sack. 3rd down and about 15. Loss of 5 on the play. Nava rolling right. Little lob ball up the sidelines. He threw it out of bounds to stop the clock. 28 seconds left.
The 2 receivers on Burley's near side did not go on the snap. They did not realize the ball was even snapped. They had a late start, leaving Nava with really only one option.
4th down and 15. Again, game on the line here for the Bobcats. Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. So they're going to empty the backfield, put 5 men into the pattern. Snap to Nava, looking, throws up the far sideline. He's got a man, and it's caught. Out to the 43-yard line. 1st down.
It's incomplete.
Did he stay incomplete? Did he step out of bounds, or did he just not hang on to the ball? Incomplete pass, apparently, and Preston will take over the ball.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That ball, to me, looked like it was I had a pretty clear angle as I am almost directly where the ball was caught, and that looked to me like a
That looked like a catch to me. But with 23 seconds left, Preston's going to get the ball back. They can just take a knee, and the game is over.
Wow.
Because Burley can't stop it. So Preston should line up in the victory formation here. As their victory formation is a shotgun, that's peculiar. As taking a knee is the Indian quarterback, and the game was over as this one will run out as Preston picks up their second win of the year. They beat Burley for the third time in a row, and they've also beaten them 5 out of the last 7 times the two teams have met. As the final score tonight, Preston comes to Burley and picks up a victory 19-13 to final. As we'll take a timeout, we'll come back. Quick little post-game wrap-up for you coming up. Preston wins it here on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
Go. Yeah, let's go. All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Well, an interesting final sequence of plays for both sides in the last minute of the game. Really kind of wanted to change the outcome, but unfortunately neither team was able to take advantage of it as Preston wins it by the final score of 19-13.
Yeah, very odd ending as Preston could have brought down to the final about 15, 20 seconds. He's elected to throw it. Ended up working out for him, but even more odd, the Burley looks like they had a completion to me on 4th down. Referee called it incomplete, giving Preston the final victory. Flags will be the main takeaway for me in this game. Both teams, a ton of flags on the field, but Preston prevails.
Yep. Our Idaho Transportation Department player of the game for the Preston Indians has to go to their running back, Connor Iverson. Total of 15 carries tonight for 140 yards.
Yeah, he was impressive. And his best run was called back. He had about a 40-plus yard run, got called back.
He would have been close to 200 yards if they don't call back that 50-yard game at the end of the first half. But either way, Connor Iverson, our player of the game, sponsored by the Idaho Transportation District.
Yeah, one last shout out to the Power Boosters. For Preston and Burley, the Roof Resource. And the rest for Burley. Fiber.com. Impact Athletic Club. VitaGlow. In-home IV therapy and wellness services. Minidoka Memorial Hospital and AMI Supply. And one more time, if you want to advertise with us, go to the bottom of the website on IdahoSports.com. There'll be a little link called Advertise with Us. Click that, or just email anyone at IdahoSports.com. And we'll make sure we get your business on the right page and read by us on the broadcast.
So next week we'll be at Westside as the annual mid-season championship game between Westside and Declo comes up next Friday night from Henderson Field. Hope you can join us. That is always a heck of a battle. And Logan, thanks for joining us tonight. Great working with you here for the first time.
Yeah, this will be a first. We'll have a couple more to go for the rest of the season. It's been a pleasure.
Yep, Logan Kelso with us. I'm Dan Hubbard our cameraman Ernest Dixon with us tonight. We'll all be back with you again coming up next Friday night as we'll be at Henderson Field at Westside, as we'll go on about 6:45 next Friday night before the Westside Pirates will take on Declo at Henderson Field. So until then, I'm Dan Hubbard for Logan Kelso, saying goodnight from here in Burley as the Preston Indians win it by the final score of 19-13.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com game streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or